report the news that nobody has the balls to report.
Why am I the only one breaking stories like this? You can call me Uncle Turtleboy, Clarence, Aidan. I don't care what you call me.
Did you not say that you were going to take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby?
I think they don't like the things that I'm saying and they want me to stop saying them, but I'm not. I'm never going to stop. Now, these are the kind of stories, guys, that must be told. I'm just a guy who's breaking stories and reporting news from my basement.
Yo, what's up, Turtle Ratters? I know I said I was going to go after the Bruins third period. This game's just taking so long, so I guess I'm just going to miss it. I don't know. Keep me posted, obviously, but I saw like 500 people in here, so I really wanted to get started. Plus, it's like a school night, unless some of you got school tomorrow, but maybe it's good luck. Maybe if I stop watching it, they'll just close this goddamn thing out. I cannot believe the Celtics blew that last night. How the hell did that happen? Why are they going back to Atlanta? What a colossal waste of time that is. Obviously, they're going to win that series, but it's just a gigantic waste of time while the Sixers are sitting there getting healthy. Embiid is resting up, and we're sitting here going to fucking Atlanta for some reason. You know, the Bruins just need to close this shit out right now. So keep me posted, because it just feels like it's going to overtime anyway, which is like we're just delaying the inevitable. The show must go on. There's a lot of you people here, so keep me posted. I'm sure I'll see in the comments whenever like this is game's gonna end on a goal. I don't think anyone's gonna score before the end of this period. Just seems like it's one of those games. It just needs to end. It just needs to friggin' end. They just need to move on to the next round. I don't think any hockey team has advanced yet to the next round. I don't believe yet. So we would be the first if we could score. Patrice Bergeron scored in his first game back. Great to see him. Marchand scored. Nice to see. Yeah. The Celtics, man, it's like, dude, you got to close games, man. They got to close games. I don't know what's wrong with them these days. But at least they know how to win when their backs up or against the wall. They don't do well with like big leads. Let's put it that way. But anyway, oh, they're on the fucking power play too. Oh, Jesus Christ. And David Pastrnak sucks tonight. Horrible. He whiffed on a setup on that freaking first power play. Oh, horrible. I don't know what's wrong with him tonight. But anyway, just keep me posted on that. I'm sure we'll see. But welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Dude, I've never gained subs this fast before. In the last week, we've gained like 4,000 subs. I was gaining like 200 a month for a while there. Gained 4,000 in the last week. So that's pretty cool. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell because we do a lot of impromptu lives and you want to get notified when that happens. Certainly going to do an impromptu live coming up for court on next Wednesday. I'll be in Stoughton. I will be in Dedham, which is where Norfolk Superior Court is, for the hearing involving Karen Reed, and anxious to be in that courtroom, soak it all in. Speaking of court, tomorrow, if there isn't as much content, is because I have court tomorrow. I'm on jury duty. I'm doing my civic duty tomorrow. I have jury duty. Although I have a feeling as soon as I tell them what I do for work, they're going to send me home. Like I can't, come on. How am I ever going to get picked? I can't, like, at least that's one good thing about this. Although it would kind of be fun to serve on a jury. I can't ever no one would ever pick me for a jury. I don't even know who would. At this point, I'd be team defense with what I've seen lately out of the Karen Reed case. But almost up to 30,000 subs. So if you haven't done so already, smash that subscribe button. So edited to show's going to be late tonight. Yeah, damn it. Okay, cool. Oh, fuck. I forgot to set up the Rumble for this. That's okay. We still love you people. So anyway, guys, if you guys would like to help out and you want to donate to the cause here, there's a link at the top for something called Turtle Chat. You click on that link and you can donate whatever amount of money that you want. Hold on. Pull up the Turtle Chat here. There it is. Okay. So you can click on that. You can donate whatever amount of money you want. You get to write a message when that happens. I'll get an email. I'll read it out to the class. So you can give a shout out to your friends. Maybe it's somebody's birthday. Maybe somebody framed you for a murder and you're really mad about it and you just want to tell the world. You can do that as well. You can also cash at me $, Uncle Turtleboy. That works as well. I will read it out loud to the class. Support independent journalism. That's my pitch right there. That's your official advertiser for Turtleboy is me. I'm the advertiser. So anyway, am I forgetting anything? Yeah, follow our socials, Clarence Woods Emerson, Turtleboy on the Facebook page, and what else is Twitter? I'm at Dr. Turtleboy. Oh, I passed 33. I passed 33.3 thousand. I think I'm up to 34,000 Twitter followers now. So I'm over 1/3 of the way to 100K. So that's cool on there. I was banned from that platform for a while. And we're on Instagram as well at Turtleboy_daily_news. Okay. So let's just jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about tonight, before we get into the latest developments out of Canton, we got to talk about Victoria Haskins, dude. We have to talk about this woman because, look in this line of work, I'm used to psychopaths, sadly. Like, I've dealt with many, many psychopaths before. Where the fuck did the thing go? I'm trying to share my screen. Screen sharing was canceled. Make sure you clear. Okay, hold on. Present, share screen. Okay, there it is. Okay, so in my line of work, I deal with a lot of psychopaths, unfortunately, and I'm just kind of used to it. Like, there's been Kevin Lynch's of the world, old school Turtle Riders will remember him. They will remember who else has been Amanda Sawyer. We all remember Amanda Sawyer, how crazy she was. I mean, Kevin Lynch did the most damage because he took down a significant amount of our Facebook pages. The Didi Delgado Mafia, we dealt with them for a bit. Obviously, Krusty Panties and her mob of troll retards, we've had to deal with them. But this one is the craziest, I think. This is the craziest person I've ever encountered. I thought Chrissy was the craziest, or Dump Truck. No, this one takes the cake. I'm pretty goddamn sure this one takes the cake. So let's talk about what happened here. So as you guys know, this gentleman here, Zachary Martin, I had to get an RO on him. This is he goes by Tonic on YouTube.
Yep, there you go. Wait, no, yeah.
This is a great.
You see though, you're hitting the back of your throat. You gotta get the angle right.
Okay, look at how that's fucking shaped.
I know. I'm saying there's no give. Like, it's
look at
the
this
same.
guy.
There's no give.
That was good though. That was pretty good.
33-year-old man.
Oh, brains.
This is what they do with
Brian.
their
Brian. Oh, Brian. Say Brian.
Okay, so that is Zachary Martin. He decided that because I said the name of his girlfriend, he called it doxing. Her name's Katie Grady. That he was going to. So he's some YouTuber. I've never written about him previously. I didn't know much about him other than that he's a weirdo that sits in his dad's basement and streams on YouTube and calls himself Tonic the Fox, and just immature. Like, that's the best way I could describe him. Pedophile. Look at pedophile. Everything this guy is calling me a pedophile. It was just so juvenile and stupid. Like, I'm not going to argue with someone like that. Anyway, but I don't even like. He used to call me all the time, and to be honest, I don't really give a shit. Like, you call me and I just block you, or maybe I toy with you a little bit. I just don't care that much. But I do care when police show up at my door and say, "Are you trying to kill yourself?" Because we just got a call, especially when it's at 2 a.m. Like it was with Zach, and he posted this goddamn video. If it's going to play. Okay, or not. Okay. Well, you guys get the point here. So he basically made a video urging people to come to my house. Or not to come to my house. He posted my address and pictures of my house, and he said Aidan Kearney is suicidal, so call the Holden Police Department. And so that sucked, and that was at 2 a.m. And it was horrible, actually. The police showed up here, didn't know who it was, banging on the door, flashlights going on inside the house, felt like a freaking strobe light. Disoriented because it's 2 a.m. and I woke up and grab a freaking glass to hit whoever's at the door with, because it sounds like somebody's trying to bang on the door and like break down the goddamn door. After a while, the level of sound was increasing because we weren't waking up at first. And so Yeah, it turns out it was the police because Tonic decided that he was going to call the police and say that I was suicidal, or at least he incited it. We later heard the 911 call, and we heard Zachary Martin on the phone, and it was determined that, he didn't incite anyone to do it. It was just him. And does this not play either? I got a million screens over right now. It's probably why it's like wicked slow. But anyway, will this play? Okay, let's just. But it was the second one that got to me. Okay, we've all heard the Tonic one. I got an order on Tonic in court. Tonic's being charged with a crime, but it was the second person there. It was the second call. So Tonic called the second time. The cops also showed up at my house at 5:00 when my kids were awake, and they had questions about why the police are in here. Like, what the hell? And as it turns out, that was a woman who had called. That woman has been calling me for a long time now. For well over a year, this woman just regularly calls me. And I had no idea who she was. Now, I assumed she was like with them, Team Storm, whatever. But just listen to this call and you'll hear how demented. This is even more demented than Zachary Martin's call.
Dispatcher's line's recorded.
Hi, I was just on the phone with someone. His name is Aidan Kearney, and he said he was going to he had a gun in his mouth, and I was wondering if you guys could do a welfare check. I'm very concerned.
Gun in his mouth.
Aidan Kearney?
Aidan Kearney.
A-I-D-E-N?
A-I-D-A, I believe A-N.
She even knows how to spell it.
And how you spell last name?
Kearney.
B-E-A-R-N-E-Y. Okay.
I'm terrified right now.
Oh, okay. And
yeah, I thought it was going to be a
what
fact check too.
So we were on the phone. I called him to talk about something.
You were on the phone with Aidan?
I was on the phone with Aidan Kearney.
And what did Aidan say?
And Aidan said that he was depressed and he had a gun in his mouth. We talked about several things, but
he said he was depressed and had a gun in his mouth?
What?
That's what he told me.
Hang on.
Hello?
What does that sound?
Hi, so what is the address where Aidan is?
Hi, it's, oh God, I'm not exactly sure.
Is this
I
small?
think it's Mason. It's in Holden, Mason Road.
Mason Road. You don't know what number though?
No, I'll try to find it.
All right, how old is Aidan?
He's about 41.
She knows
41.
everything about me off the top of her
Do you know
head.
Aidan's last name?
Yes, Kearney, and his, sorry, I'm really just
Okay, it's
breathless
typing.
right now, but his
No.
number is 1.
You said that he sent you a picture with a gun in his mouth?
No, he didn't send me a picture. We were on the phone, and he said something about having a gun in his mouth, and his voice sounded muffled.
So he just said it while you were on a phone call with him?
Yeah, because I asked him if he was depressed, because he sounded depressed, and
Okay.
that's what he said.
Hold on one moment, okay?
Okay.
Station H to all units. Welfare check, 111 Mason Road. Party makes you 5 statements, getting more info.
I guess I didn't get rid of my address.
All right, so what is Aidan's phone number?
Oh, let me get that. So and he said he was home. I don't know if he was lying. He's somewhere else to do something.
No, this
but
is
he
the
said
call.
He was home on the phone.
This is the
Do you know
4:50
what kind of car he
PM
has?
call.
I believe it's a Honda something. I'm not too good with cars.
She knows exactly.
Sedan
what
or
it is.
SUV?
It's a CRV. I think that's an SUV.
Why would she
Okay,
want my
do you know
car?
what color?
Yes, it's gray.
Gray? All right, hold on the phone for a moment, okay? I do have,
Gray or light blue?
I'm sorry, what color?
Gray or light blue?
Station HT, and it says an update. It's going to be a 41-year-old male party. Was on the phone with a friend, made a statement regarding a gun.
A gun. A gun. So
Supposed
they
to be
think
home.
reported to drive a blue or a light anonymous because
Listen to this.
And I was just wondering if I could stay anonymous because I feel like he would be mad at me that
He
I
would
did
be
this
mad at me.
because-
hold on one moment.
Okay.
He would be mad at me.
And Howard, do you know him? What's your relationship?
Like her whole
I actually know.
her whole monotone voice is what creeps me out the most about her. Actually, he's gonna be mad at me and this and that. I know she's watching right now. 1,202 people in here. She's one of them. I guarantee she's one of them. She's watching. Like, she has not missed a show ever. I would reckon. I don't think she's ever missed anything. I think this woman is obsessed with me. Like, that's the only way to describe it. Like, to me, I'm some sort of I don't know if celebrity is the right word. I'm something she's infatuated with, and I'm not even saying like she wants me. I'm not saying like that. What I think is that my theory with her is I think she got cheated on. I think because she was a Turtle Rider for a long time. She was in the comments. If you go back and look at older episodes of Turtleboy Live, she was in the comments a lot. And she under the name Accountability for Vermont. And so she would big fan. And then all of a sudden, once the videos came out, she decided I'm a really bad person. I'm a really bad person because, I have sinned, like whatever. Okay. Like that's any of her goddamn business. Like, so I'm a really bad person, but it makes sense to me. I think she got cheated on. I think there's one of these like swim fan type shits. I think she got cheated on at one point in her life by somebody, or maybe her dad cheated. Somebody in her life cheated. And I think that because that's what she's most obsessed over me about. The Facebook page that she runs about me is called Aidan Cheats. Okay. Like why I didn't cheat on you. So what the fuck do you like? What do you care? Like the obsession. Like, why do you care? Like, why would anyone ever fucking care? I like all you people watching right now. I don't give a fuck what any of you people do. None. I don't think you're a bad person if you like. I don't care. It's none of my business. Literally, nobody knows. And who cares? Like, this is like, we're human. Shit happens. Like, whatever. Okay. Calm down. But she seems to take it really freaking personally. And she decided from that point on, I'm such a bad person that she has to join Team Krusty Panties and
Know
whatever.
him because he has a blog online and I'm one of his fans.
Station H unit is a fan that was speaking to him on the phone. Okay.
And I just like to.
Can I grab your name?
Can I stay anonymous because I'm afraid he's gonna be mad.
No, we don't give him who called. It's for our record, so that way if my officer needs to call you with any more info or anything like that.
Okay, it's Victoria Godding.
Victoria Godding.
G-O-D-I-N-G.
G-O-D-I-N-G, and you said Victoria. What's the phone number for you, Victoria?
Yep, it's 401
Mm-hmm.
999 4406.
4406. And do you live in the area or are you from somewhere else?
I live in Vermont. I'm in Danby.
Dandy, Vermont?
Danby, yeah.
Okay. All right. We have officers heading that way. If you get any more information or if he reaches out to you, just give us a call back, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Okay. So that obviously, so shortly after that, she calls me. And she said, sorry. Where was it? It was it this one?
I'd like to have a little debate with you.
No, that's not it. Okay. But anyway, so she calls me all the time. Like, here's a small sampling of it. Listen to this. This woman's been calling me for years. Not years, like months, well over a year. Like, put it that way. Oh, great. They're all fucking load. They're all taking forever. Oh, let me try reloading it over here. I got a lot of screens open. Seems the video on the blog itself is not loading that well. Hold on. Let me try it on a different window over here. Does this work? Okay, I got it. I'm going to bring this one up over here.
People in I don't even know what state it was, some crack or meth addict in Oklahoma, something like that. Are you still sending nude pictures of your children's peckers to people? Aidan, huh? Wow, you got a lot to say on the blog, but you're quiet as fuck on the phone, huh? Not so tough when you don't have your riders around. You still buying, like 400 Adderall pills a month? How about that dialysis? How's that working for you?
I mean, like, why? Like, how sick? Like, I assumed this was Shannon dump truck O'Laughlin or whatever, because who else would be this obsessed with me? But this individual is just like, why do you care? Like, you don't know me. I assumed she was some person on, you know, in the YouTube community world, because they all are. But it just shows you that there's people out there watching that you don't even know who they are. Like, there's 1,300 people in here right now. I don't know. Like, there's probably some fucking weirdos out there. Like, some of you guys watching right now, probably not. Like, you're a weirdo. And I'm talking to you. You know who I'm you. You know it. You know what you're up to, you fucking weirdo. You know it. Stop being weird. People like her.
Turtle.
Listen to this.
I like turtles.
Imagine this is how you spend your time.
Are you gonna talk? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Turtle.
This one.
I want to know how many people you killed, and I want you to go to the judge and tell them, because we have the feds watching. I'm going to be a witness in the trial. I'm sure you were there on Wednesday, so.
Okay, Shannon. See, I really thought it was
just
Shannon.
give it up. Why did you do it, Turtle? Eddie, Tyrone, what? Like, so.
It's like unbelievable. So like I said, I thought it was Shannon. I called her that a few times during calls. But it just seemed like she was really infatuated with a couple things. Listen to this. This is her calling 3 days before the 911 call. Her and this conversation ended up going on for over half an hour. And so she called, she was really upset about my opinion about Ahmaud Arbery. And I literally made like a passing comment about that case. Like, I think my only take on that was I didn't think it was first degree murder. Like, and I thought that what happened, like, I thought they were in the wrong, certainly. But I also thought that, like, they got caught up. I think if Kyle Rittenhouse was not acquitted a week before, the outcome of that trial would have been different. Like, it's like, I honestly believe that. I honestly believe there was like, they got like, it's like a makeup call with refs. Like, they can't let you have two, they can't let you have two not guilties in 1 week. Like, somebody's going to jail. I really felt that. Like, I'm like, even the dude that filmed it got life in prison. Like, that was crazy. I thought that outcome of that case was crazy. But my opinions on that case are not that strong. I made one freaking comment about it. And this person is obsessed with that. And they're obsessed with my take on Lindsay Clancy, the Duxbury mother who killed 3 of her kids. And I don't even want to you guys know how I am about that thing. I don't want to talk about that. Like, that's so upsetting to me, that whole case. Don't even want to talk about it. But she felt like, instead of just being like, you know what, I don't agree with him, she's like, feels the need, like, oh, I'm going to call him. Like, I'm going to call him. And he owes me a conversation about this. And so my goal here is to keep this person talking. I film our conversations. Fuck you, Victoria. Go call the cops. Tell them I was wiretapping. I fucking dare you. Okay. I dare you to dare you. I recorded all of our conversations, Victoria. Go have me arrested. I don't care. But so this woman, and by the way, before it gets too late, I'm gonna call her dad. Victoria, I know you're watching. I got your dad's number. I got Mark's number, and I don't want to wake him up too late, but I do have his number. So we're gonna call him right now, while we're here on the line. Will he pick up? We'll find out. Okay. Because I got sources too, Victoria. Mark Haskins is getting a call right now. Okie dokie. He's got 2 numbers. We're going to try them both. That's what we're going to do. We're going to call your whole family, Victoria. She probably loves the attention, but I guarantee you mom and dad don't. I bet your mom and dad don't know about.
Hi, you've reached Mark Haskins at Santon Deer Bank. I'm either on the phone or away from my desk. Please leave me your name and number, and I will return your call as soon as possible. If you need immediate assistance, please call Saeed Raza at 617-217-0401. Thank you.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, Mark. My name is Aidan Kearney. I'm calling you actually about your daughter, Victoria. I just thought I'd let you know that she has been obsessively stalking and threatening my family for the last year and a half, culminating with an incident 2 weeks ago in which she called the Holden Police Department, the town that I lived in, and said that I had a gun in my mouth and that I was threatening to kill myself. Of course, I did not, but that was the catalyst for a police response to my house, in which they immediately responded with my children here. By the way, the police showed up to my house and wanted to know if I was trying to kill myself because your daughter, Victoria, did that. Now, I hate to bring you into this, but it appears as if she's been doing this for quite some time. And I thought I'd make you aware of this, that this is what your daughter's doing. I know she's an adult, but since she's bringing my family into it, I'm going to bring her family into it. And I would like to know how I can serve her with papers. I'd like to know, I know your address in Cranston, but it's unclear if she has the address in Danby, Vermont, or she has the address with you in Cranston. So again, I'm sorry to bring you into this. I know you did nothing wrong. And I know that you likely have no idea that your daughter's even doing this. But I think that you and I should have a conversation about this because I'm not going to let up. She sent armed men to my house. It's called swatting, who were told that I had a gun in my mouth with children around. You're a father. You probably know, you're probably pretty alarmed by that. And I'm guessing you have no idea that this is going on. But just please understand that I'm not going to stop contacting. We're going to have a conversation about this, and you're going to get your daughter to stop because she's not going to stop on her own. And if she does not stop, then I'm not going to stop. So please give me a call back when you get this. Thank you. Bye. So there's that. So I got another number. Let's try this one. Got one more number here from Mark. Okay, let's try this one. That might be the work number.
Hi, you've reached Mark. Sorry I missed your call. Please leave me your name and number, and I will call you back.
Call you back? Okay, one more time. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we got his number. We got Mark's number. So that's good to know. So Victoria, if you're watching right now, we're going to get your mom. I know your mom and your dad. Victoria, I know everything about you. I know your mom and dad divorced. Okay. I know your dad's got a pretty young thing that he kind of replaced, your mom with. I know all about that. I know about your sister, Alexandra. I know you were the dean's list at URI. You graduated in 2016 from there. You forgot who I was. I'm going to find out everything about you. I'm going to visit you too. Like we're going to meet each other face to face for what you did. Just understand that you're worse than Zach Martin. And I believe you worked with Zach Martin. And I have pretty strong evidence of that. So let's go over this. What happened here with this individual? So she calls me all the time.
I'd like to have a little debate with you. I'm not going to shit on you.
Okay, what do you want?
Two things. I wanted to talk about Kate. I understand why you don't like her, and I'm not defending her. I'm not saying like she's a great parent at all, but you did defend and sympathize with the mother who killed and strangled 3 of her children in Massachusetts, which I find to be a much worse act than what Kate has done.
Well, she's going to jail, so there's that. Slight difference, but okay.
Stuff like that, but she's a much better mom now, and
so she's a much better mom. So she's calling on behalf of Kate Peter. That right there. She's a much better mom. Well, Kate Peter is also not going to jail for the rest of her life, and Kate Peter isn't paralyzed. Lindsay Clancy is both of those things. And she also Lindsay Clancy also doesn't have if Lindsay Clancy had a YouTube channel where she casts judgment on other people for their parenting skills, you might have a valid point. Oh, what'd I do?
I had mental health issues.
Oh, okay. Okay. So she's better now.
She's not great. I'm not saying
Right. Well, does the child abuser Andrew Johnson live in the house?
He's a piece of shit. I definitely don't think he should be living there.
But he is.
And that's a problem.
It's a
That's why I'm
big
saying
problem.
I'm not defending her.
You
Like,
kind of
don't
are,
make
because
her
you kind of are, because you just said that she's not like that anymore. That it's all in the past. Now she's a good reformed mom, but she's allowing this monster around the kids.
I mean, she still has some things to work on. But
Some things to work on, like allowing an abuser around
No,
her children.
we're gonna get to that after this.
Like stuff like that, like small things.
What she didn't do was kill her 3 children.
Okay.
Okay, so she's
No,
a
she
better.
didn't. That's good for her.
She's
That's
a
very
better
good for her
parent.
that
She's
she didn't
better
kill her.
parent than
She's
Lindsay
not a murderer,
Clancy.
so she's got that going for her.
Well, I just don't know why you sympathize with that lady.
Like, I don't know why you would care.
Too, and you know what? There's no mental health that will ever make you kill someone.
Okay.
Okay. Like, even if you believe that, why are you calling me?
And the second was the Ahmaud Arbery case. I didn't really like your take on that.
Okay.
So you felt the need to call me over this. Like, yeah, okay. Like, insane to do that. So she told me on the call that she runs the Aidan Cheats Facebook page, which is insane when you see this page. She also runs the Elon Musk Twitter account and was accountability for Vermont on YouTube. And that made sense because there was an incident. Let me play some. I got an audio here of there was a show on November 13th, 2021 on our channel in which I went off on. I didn't even know this. Somebody sent this to me. Listen to this.
Okay. Accountability for Vermont. Fuck you. You're not. I want block his ass. I'm done with this fucking cocksucking piece of shit. I saw what you said a couple weeks ago in Kate's group. You fucking faggot. Get the fuck out.
Okay. So that's inappropriate. I hated him. I thought it was a guy the whole time. I thought it was a guy. But as it turns out, it's a chick because these accountability people, they're always like males. But whatever. I have a bad mouth, huh? I have to work on that. Anyway, so I just thought she was crazy. And so notice what she's writing on here. Elon Musk is writing the same things that individual is talking about. The mom who killed her kids, Ahmaud Arbery. Okay. Boxed him in like a rat. Now, so the Facebook account that she runs is called Aidan Cheats. Okay. And I'll show you. I mean, fuck it. I'll show you. I don't really care. So it's basically just highlights of, some of my greatest hits. Okay. I'll pull it up over here. Like, this is like obsessive. Like, I guarantee there are pictures of me in her room. Like, she probably thinks about me all the time. Again, this is the page. Like, this is craziness that she dedicates this much time to me. Aidan Kearney from Turtleboy Sports loses his mind. Oh, his mistress, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then he's like, Aidan cheats. Aidan Kearney from Turtleboy Sports is a sicko. Yeah, I'm the sicko. He tried to get a restraining order on mean words on the internet. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's some fun videos. Oh, memes. There's some memes. Yep. Oh, Aidan. Yep. There we go. Pictures. No shirt on. Okay. Laguna made it on there. Okay. Aidan needs a psychiatrist. Turtleboy Sports is a job. Turtleboy Daily News. Milking fans for donations isn't a career. What's this one? Listen to this audio that she plays. Yeah, so that seems honest. Eating nudes in the bathtub, you name it. Funny pictures, restraining orders. Okay, so this is like madness. Like, this account is literal freaking madness. I thought that this was Gaffney running the account. The whole time I thought it was Gaffney running the account because I'm like, who else is this obsessed besides Michael T. Gaffney that would be running an account like this? And I had no idea who this woman was the whole time. Like, she was a wild card. Like, nobody would have, because nobody knew who she was. And I do think, like, a lot of people are saying, I think Kate's involved, blah, blah, blah. I think she was doing it to impress Kate. I don't even know if she would, like, I have no evidence. Like, I don't make accusations unless I have strong evidence. I have no evidence that she was actually working with K. Peter. But I think she was certainly trying to impress K. Peter. I think that meant something to her. But the difference between her and like Dump Truck is she didn't even want fame. She doesn't go on panels. Like nobody recognized this woman's voice. Nobody. To get attention to her page, she would go on. I've never seen these before. Follow to follow pages. Like, so you go on and I guess you follow people and they follow you, because I did notice that like all of her followers are foreign. Like most of them seem to be foreign. And as you can see, Accountability for Vermont used to be a regular on here. Burlington, Vermont. Okay, I'm up in Vermont. Then all of a sudden one day it's Turtleboy's a bad guy. I'm Team Masshole Report now. Okay, cool. Now, what Victoria didn't realize is that she took down all of her videos on Accountability for Vermont. But somebody had screenshotted her page over a year ago. And as you'll see here, if you look at the bottom video, you see a tab here of what appears to be some sort of screen grab. And if you zoom in on it, you see a person. This is 13 years ago. So this Victoria Haskins is 29 years old. 29 minus 13 is 16. So that looks like a 16-year-old girl. She is sitting next to a man, a middle-aged man there. And listen to this call. Like, do you guys hear this one? This call? This is a 7.
So someone else, one of your fans, went on her Facebook.
Someone pointed it out to me.
A minus, like it's weird to even be on her.
It's
Facebook
weird for a
page.
guy. It's weird for a predator to be on a minor's page, liking posts. Sure. Who took the vote? Who took the videos? Keep harassing and bothering me, and if I ask you to stop, you keep doing it.
Are you going to take me to court?
No, I'm just asking you to stop calling me because it's not healthy.
Okay. Yeah, I called you last night during the stream like 100 times. You were so distracted.
Like 100 times.
I mean, congratulations.
She did.
It was funny.
I'm sure you're proud of
so
yourself.
it was funny last night.
It was
so
funny.
bad.
Yeah. I mean, I'm recording this call too, so.
Okay, you can play it on your show if you want.
That's fine. But yeah, so just please don't call again and we'll be fine, okay?
You're in a 2-party consent state, aren't you?
Nope.
Where are you right now?
None of your business.
Isn't that a felony?
I'm in Vermont right now.
You want to come see me? Let's talk.
Okay, so anyway, let's talk about how we found out who she was. So she gave me she said her address was 3875 Colvin Hill Road, Danby, Vermont. But as it turns out, there's a house there that she is listed as living in at 3758 Colvin Hill Road. And it's not Victoria Godding, it's Victoria Haskins. So she's giving me like half truths here. It's like almost like she liked the game of cat and mouse. Like I'll feed him one part that's right and the other part that's not. And so we look it up, and there's a man named Logan Haskins who lives with his girlfriend, Madison Buffin, and they happen to be listed at the address as well. So we go on the Aidan Cheats Facebook account, and I noticed that a woman who goes by Toria Nicole likes a lot of the posts. So we also noticed when you search for Toria Nicole that she shared a video from the Aidan Cheats Facebook page. She shared it. And so you go to her account, and she's in Rutland, Vermont. How about that? And this is her sister, Alex Haskins, who's from Cranston, Rhode Island. And remember, she gave the 911 dispatcher a 401 number. That's Rhode Island. And if you look at her potential whatever's here, this is for, you see people here, Donna Haskins, that's the mother. Mark Haskins, the father. And then you see down here, Jason Godding. That's interesting. So Godding was the name that she gave. I'm still not entirely sure who Godding was, but Godding is tied to a woman by the name of Jessica Campanelli. There she is. Jessica Campanelli's maiden name is Godding. Okay. And as you can see here, stupid dump truck, Detective Dump Truck, decided that Jessica Campanelli, so she did her detective work and determined that Jessica Campanelli was the person behind the calls. Shannon Dump Truck was upset because she believed that this woman was impersonating her, which is just retarded. Like, obviously, I called this woman Shannon. She never once identified as Shannon because I thought it was Shannon. And so she's like, what? But not everything's about you, Shannon. You just don't matter that much. Okay. So she, as it turns out, Jessica Campanelli is a nurse. And so she's like, I guess we'll see how the licensing board feels when they hear all the recordings of her calls. So basically, the unemployed woman who never has a job is going to sit at home and try to get a nurse fired. They don't go real world, though, but she's going to try to get a nurse fired because of her retarded detective work. And then you have Krusty Panties here chiming in, encouraging it, saying, it's the same voice as the woman who has been calling into his stupid streams, pretending to be Shannon. No one's pretending to be Shannon, stupid. For his content. To shit all over her for several months now. We've done at least 2 calls where she impersonated Shannon. And he told all his retarded fans it was Shannon. She never I thought it was Shannon. Okay. I think he set up the first call. Explains why it was so early in the afternoon, too. This fucking idiot is so obsessed with me that she believes that I hired this woman to make a fake 911 call on my own. Like, I set this whole thing up. This is what she is telling people. Then his open for what? For victimization status? His open victimization appears to have inspired Tonic. So Tonic only did it because of her. It's not Tonic's fault. I believe this is a solution to a lack of content. Meanwhile, I just had the biggest week in the history of Turtleboy Daily News. But besides that, I got no content. Right, of course. And so they're just going to contact these people. Well, anyway, I attempted to tell Jessica, watch out for these nuts. They think you're this woman. I never heard back from her, and that's fine. She ended up blocking them, and that only made them further believe that Jessica was behind it. But I don't know who Jessica is, and she has nothing to do with this. Anyway, the real person is Victoria Haskins, and there she is right there with Karen Haskins Gustin. I believe that's her aunt. And this is not what I pictured, man. There's Mark Haskins and his daughter, Victoria. And we're going to be doing some house calls. Like, we're going to be meeting you, girl. You and I, we're going to have a conversation. There she is right there. I mean, was this what anyone expected? You expected a plus size person, right? Like, you expected like a weird looking, like this. You would never guess this is the girl ever. And then you hear her, I mean, but it's clearly her. It's clearly her. And you hear her voice doing the karaoke.
California dream. All right, you want to get over here? Lounge in the back. Sure, Donna Jean catches it all too.
Shout out Donna Jean.
Shout
hear
out
that?
to Donna Jean in the house.
Listen to her voice here. Tell me this does not sound exactly like the 911 call.
Shout out Donna Jean.
Shout out Donna Jean. That's her voice. That's the voice right there. I know that voice. That's the voice. So Victoria Haskins also told me that she worked at a census, and she really does. She really does. She's a client services rep. She went to URI. And after we started figuring out this is her, she tried to be like, oh, people on Discord are saying that he did it. Oh, like, so she's justifying why she did this on the Elon Musk account. It's alleged that he made suicidal threats. Nope. Even Michelle Olsen, Lounge Lizard, has turned on you. It's like she went so far to impress them and show how cool she was that they're just too disgusted by it. And this is how I really know it's her. You left out the part, and this is before I ever played the 911 tape. Ever. And she said, you left out the part when you told the caller that you had a gun in your mouth. I had not heard the 911 tape at this point in which she said that I had a gun in my mouth. So no one would know that except for the caller. So it's obviously her. Better safe than sorry. Like, this is funny to her. Like, ho, ho, ho. And it's not going to be so funny when Mark Haskins who is a vice president at Santander Bank in Rhode Island, is called every day about it, Victoria. I'm not going to call you because you're a weirdo and I don't even know how to call you. But your dad, I'm going to call your dad every single day on the hour. You just understand that. You want to do this to you want to go real world, bring families into it? I'm going to bring your family into it. Just understand that. You frightened my children. That is unforgivable what you did. I understand that you'll never have kids, obviously. God bless any guy who dates you. You remind me of the Tinder tuna flap from a couple years ago. That level of freaking crazy. God, I guarantee this chick has been cheated on and it eats her to her core. But check this out. Remember the Tonic call? When Tonic called the police, he didn't say I had a gun in my mouth. He said I was threatening to quote, wrap my car around a tree. And what does Victoria Haskins say here? What about the time he texted Leah and said he was going to use an extension cord and the time he told her he wanted to drive into a tree and crash? Weird how her and Tonic are making up the same lie. Isn't that weird? Almost like they're working together. There is not a sliver of Tonic called me like an hour and a half after the police showed up at my house for the first time. I know they're working together. Of course they are. Anyway, she tried to hide by changing the URL to her page, but we saved it. And by changing the name of her page, did she go back to, let's see if her page is still up. Oh, is it gone? Or did she block the Turtleboy page too? I don't know if that's her account right there. That's her real account. Again, I would urge all Turtle right. Again, because here's the deal, Victoria. I haven't given out your father's phone number yet. That comes next. There's 1,500 people watching now. That's the next move, is I throw it out there, and then you can deal with the 7-pounders of the world. Good luck with that, okay? Like, we got people too. We don't need to go there. But what you're going to do, Victoria, is you're going to get in contact with me. You're going to tell the Holden police what you did. You're going to take whatever charge they give you. It'll be a misdemeanor. You're going to take the charge though. And you're going to stop. If you continue this, Victoria, you felt emboldened before because I didn't know who you were. Now I know. And things are going to get brisk around here. We don't need to do that. I got bigger things to do. I don't need to do that either. But things are going to get brisk, dear. Anyway, so there's Mark, her father. He doesn't want to deal with any of this shit, obviously. And that matches up with him. Oh, and by the way, I got this text message yesterday because this happened yesterday. The Aidan cheats. I got a text message from somebody. He goes, just an FYI. And it's the Aidan Cheats account is messaging random people who comment on our Facebook page and saying, I'm doing a Guinness Book of Records challenge and I'm trying to get the most calls as possible to win some money. I'm short on cash, bro. When someone calls, I have to play a character and shoot the shit with the caller. Weird rules, but I'm up to 81 calls. So she's trying to solicit phone calls. She's also using her mother's name, Donna Haskins, by saying, hopefully karma will get you. Go through with it next time. Commit suicide because no one will ever get you help again. Okay. Trust me, he did say he wanted to commit suicide. The FBI has proof now. Okay. Turtle Dick has pulled this exact same scenario plenty of times. Okay. So that's that. So just understand that, Victoria. We're on to you. We got dad. Like, I'm not even concerned about you. It's going to be Mark Haskins' problem. Just understand that. And then it's going to be Alexandra Haskins' problem. And then it's going to be your aunt's problem. And we're going to go down the line because the reason I'm doing this to your family and not you is because you do this people like her do this under the cover of anonymity. And it's cute and it's fun to them, like causing destruction from far away and no one knows who you are. And they do that because they have normal lives. This girl comes from a normal family, and they would be shocked and humiliated by what their family member is doing. And she doesn't want that. But we're going to do that, Victoria. She's probably hoping maybe my dad didn't read this blog. Maybe he didn't. So we're going to call him, and we're going to go to his bank. We're going to go to his house in Cranston. He's going to get used to me. I'm getting a call right now. I bet, is it her? Let's see if it's her. You're live to tape. Hello.
Oh, you're actually recording.
Yep.
And you're actually letting people know.
Yep.
You realize that you are literally asking for people to harass people uninvolved in your beat.
Who are you?
I'm my own man.
Oh, it's Jamie Schramm, ladies and gentlemen. It's James Schramm. James, shouldn't you be taking Amanda's fist and sticking it in ungodly places?
Sounds a little weird.
Okay, so that's James Schramm. Okay, so we're not dealing with him right now. So that's Lawless the Cuck. And yep. Anyway, so yeah, I am doing that. That's right. I am. Just understand that. Like, I don't need to do this. It's not what I want to do. But if you bring my children into it, which you did, you said I had a gun in my mouth, and you sent armed men to my house with my kids here. The rules of war are suspended. We're going General Sherman. We're burning everything. Understand that. Winning the war is the most important thing. You do what you have to do. To end World War II, we had to drop atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki and kill a whole bunch of innocent civilians, didn't we? But it was the right thing to do because it ended the war and saved a lot of other people from getting hurt. You don't need to do that. Japan could have just surrendered, but they didn't. So people had to get hurt. And that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. You bring my kids into it, people are going to get hurt. Not physically, but we're going to have some fun. Just understand that. So anyway, let's talk about the real stories here. So as you guys might have seen, there has been an update in this case. And let me see if I'm going to send it. There's a Fox 25 news story that came out. We'll go over some of the other stuff as well, but let me bring it up here. Okay. Where'd it go? Oh, it's over here. Where did the Fox 25 story go? All right, let me pull it up over here. Google. Okay, there it is. Still no goal? How far are we into overtime? Defense requests, new evidence. No. Let me go settings. I want the last, because this came out like within the last few hours. Tools, anytime, past 24 hours. Let's click on this one. Okay, this is the one I wanted. All right. So it says here, Canton, Mass. Boston Matt 25 obtained. They obtained. Bitch, I got it too. I'm on the email list too. A new court filing in the case of Boston police officer John O'Keefe's death, where the defense is requesting several pieces of evidence for independent testing. The defense is asking for O'Keefe's clothing at the time of his death. Taillight, because again, the clothing is going to have the dog's DNA on it. They are asking for, how do I close this stupid fucking thing right here? This is really annoying. How do I, is this, can I do that? Okay, that's slightly better. They're asking for his clothing because that's going to have the dog's DNA on it. The taillight pieces from his former girlfriend Karen's SUV, that magically got sprinkled everywhere, autopsy samples, and Canton Library surveillance videos. We're going to show you why that's important momentarily. But one thing I did not like about this is this whole phrase right here. His former girlfriend, like, this is inaccurate to say. I don't like how the media is doing this, saying former girlfriend. When he died, it was his girlfriend, right? Why are you saying former girlfriend? That is the media. See what the media is doing here? This is how the media affects public opinion. They make it seem like they broke up, like this is some type of bad breakup and she's a crazy woman gone full Carrie Underwood on your ass, driving into you and shit. Like, that's what they're going for here, that she is a crazy white woman who just lost it over a bad breakup. And who can't relate to that? Like, oh, we got another Victoria Haskins on our hands. See how the media uses language like this to say the former girlfriend. It's not a former girlfriend. It's the girlfriend. It's his girlfriend. If the media, if the truth was put out that he was murdered by whoever, Brian Albert, whoever, would they call him the former boyfriend? Would she be the former girlfriend if it was known that he was murdered that way? No. Game ended 10 minutes ago. Oh, we lost. God damn it. Okay. And by the way, before we get into this, let me just read a couple turtle chats here. I got to catch up on these because we got a few coming in here. Marianne sends $20 and says, thank you. I appreciate that, Marianne. We got Mark sends $10 and says, great job. Thank you very much, sir. Kelly Mack sends $100. Thank you very much, Kelly Mack. She says, keep on digging. Good work. I'm going to keep on digging. Let me tell you that. I appreciate the dono very much, Kelly Mack. That would be graciously appreciated. The $25 from The Real Victims. Thank you for exposing the Canton Cabal. Didn't know that was a thing before this. You are freeing all of us. Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. So again, and I think we got a couple cash apps too. Let me see what we got here. Daniel sends $20 and says, thanks for having the balls to report the truth. My pleasure. Nancy Espinal requested $25. I will be denying that. Sorry, Nancy. But again, so yeah, if anyone else would like to donate, the link is at the top. You can click on that, donate whatever you want, put a message. I'll read it out loud to the class when you do that, or cash at me $, Uncle Turtleboy. So I didn't like the fact that they called her an ex-girlfriend. According to the defense, the evidence has been at the state police crime lab for more than a year. And that's true. So Reed was charged with backing over her boyfriend. So now it's the boyfriend. And leaving him to die in a blizzard. 25 investigates. They love to be like, investigates what? Was the first to share the other defense filings, claiming their client, Karen Reed, was wrongly charged in death. So we were the first one to regurgitate publicly available court documents that were sent to us. Good job. Good job. You've done a lot of work since then, clearly. You haven't mentioned Colin Albert yet, or Brian Higgins yet. Those names haven't been brought up, but good job. They claim evidence points to other witnesses in the case. Reed's defense team, I mean, who are? Why not talk about them? They claim evidence points to other witnesses in the case. Who are they? It's all in the court. Why aren't you talking about that? Reed's defense team says newly unveiled cell phone data calls into question the prosecution's case against Reed. O'Keefe was found in the snow outside a Canton home owned by another Boston police officer. Okay. Why not mention the name of the Boston police officer? They don't even mention his name. The homeowner and his relatives told investigators that O'Keefe never came inside the party and they never saw him. Some of the party attendees are witnesses for the prosecution. Yeah. Reed's defense team has called the partygoers' narrative illogical and questioned the independence of law enforcement's investigation. Why not talk about why that is? Oh, yeah, and they briefly mentioned the how long to die in cold thing. Right. According to the defense, the Google search and a number of texts were deleted from the phone before it was turned over to police. Not according to defense, according to the forensic analyst that looked at the phone. They're making it seem like the defense is just making this shit up. They're not. Traub, the spokesperson for the Norfolk DA's office, initially said it's unclear whether Reed's team interpreted the cell phone raw data correctly. What on earth does that mean? How do you interpret it wrongly? Like, please, was it written in code? Please tell me how you could possibly interpret that wrongly. So that is the update there. I would like to point this out also in the defense rounds. Let's check this out. The new thing that came out today. The new shit. Where is it? Okay, check this out. Let me pull it up over here. I got the big one. So this is Karen Reed's motion to compel. So they are demanding evidence from the prosecution. Now, they have been asking for this stuff for well over a year, and they have receipts of it. They have screenshots of emails and whatnot in which they are literally they're showing that they've requested these things, and then they're just not getting them, which is insane. I've never heard of this before, where like you're required to do that by law. And I'm sure the judge is not going to like that they have been requesting all this evidence. It's a freaking murder trial, and they're just not they just don't feel like handing it over. Just don't feel like it, I guess. Fuck it. And some of this stuff like is no good after a while. Like the DNA, they need to get that. They need to get that. And they were going to destroy some of this evidence as well. So what they're looking for here, clothing worn by John O'Keefe at the time of his death, they still don't have that. They have not been able to test it because they won't hand it over. Evidence seized from Miss Reed's Lexus SUV, including all pieces of taillight that were allegedly discovered and or seized outside of, near, or the property. Because that's the big piece of evidence that they have on her. Is like, oh, we got your taillight there. So you must have did it. Well, first of all, as we've seen on the court TV videos, she backs into John's SUV when she goes out looking for him. And when she leaves, it's not even like you could see a couple bulbs missing, but it's not destroyed. But that was convenient for Jennifer McCabe and them. I mean, how well did that work out for them, huh? How about what luck they had that she broke her taillight? How convenient. And by the way, it would not even break a taillight if you bumped into his midsection like that. First of all, it has cameras on it. It does one of those things where it beep, 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 beep. It would be, so that would kind of prove it's malicious to the prosecution. Is the beep, 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 and she did it anyway. But so if they can get the fragments, because they haven't even had a chance to look at the fragments of those, and like, did they come from her car? You know what I mean? Did they? This car has been in the possession of Michael Proctor the entire time. And Michael Proctor is a criminal who should be in jail. That is the biggest travesty of all this, is that Michael Proctor has not been suspended by the Massachusetts State Police. He has not been suspended by the Massachusetts State Police. And I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. Like, I guess Howie briefly talked about it yesterday, but say he's not going to, Howie Carr is not going to address it until after May 3rd. Why? Old Howie would have. You know, Mr. Howie took on the mob. He would have. I don't know what they're afraid of. What are you afraid of? Like, what's going on here? This is like right up your alley. State police corruption? Like, why is Michael Proctor on the job? Michael Proctor lied by not failing to disclose that, oh yeah, I'm best friends with everyone in that family. I go to their weddings. I go to family events where there's birthday cakes and shit. Me and Colin Albert, when he was 7 years old, we were in the wedding party for my own sister. He was the friggin' ring bearer. How about that? Didn't feel the need to bring any of that up. Not a single person in that house where a dead body was found outside was ever treated as a suspect. The house was never searched. The only police officer that ever stepped foot in that house is Sergeant Lank, who miraculously seems to appear while off duty whenever an Albert is in trouble, as we saw 20 years ago with Chris Albert when he got into a fight at center fields, not centerfold, center fields. When he got in a fight there, he runs and tells Lank, who had drinking 4 beers that night, and just decided to go on duty and do a murder investigation and arrest someone. The Lalapita twins. And by the way, I spoke to the prosecutor. I won't tell too much. But anyway, it's just like, you should see the emails I'm getting on this shit every day. It's crazy. Every day. So anyway, so that guy, Lank, just seems to appear out of nowhere whenever they need him to. So that works out. And this car has been in the possession of Michael Proctor, who is not to be trusted, who cannot possibly be trusted because he never did an investigation. He finds a body, and I haven't even shown you guys the real shit of the body. Like, and I'm sorry, we're going to look at it right now because it's fucking like, oh no, his family's going to say, well, maybe they should. Maybe they should. Maybe they should see it. Maybe they should know what he did. Because I get it. I get it. I get why Karen Reed, I get why they like the fantasy, right? If you were them, wouldn't you prefer the fantasy that Karen Reed did this? If you were, a family member of John O'Keefe, because his niece and nephew, especially his niece, his teenager, is good friends with the McCabe children. What works out better for you? The crazy ex-girlfriend gets, a little drunk and mad at him? Or, oh yeah, my best friend's mother helped to orchestrate a cover-up of my adopted father's murder. My best friend's mother did that. What do you prefer if you were these kids? Of course you prefer the fantasy that Karen Reed did this. It's so much easier to swallow, is it not? So again, I get why they would want to believe the lie, but they need to know if they really give a shit. And don't tell me you give a shit about John O'Keefe if you don't want to find out the truth. Okay. If you don't want to find out the truth, then you don't get to pretend that you love this man. Okay. That's just a fucking fact. I'm sorry. If my mother was killed, if somebody I loved was killed, and I found out that I was fucking lied to for a year about it, and then some blogger came out with the truth and undeniable evidence, I would get over it real fucking quick. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry your family member died. That does not give you a right to send an innocent person to prison. Sorry. Your grief does not entitle to you to vengeance against innocent fucking people. You are no longer a victim when you do that. You are the aggressor when you do that. So no, I don't feel sorry in that regard. Okay. So let's look at some of the, I got some images here I haven't shown before. Let's check some of them out. All right. First one up is this one. So these are the autopsy photos. So according to Michael Proctor, and I'm showing this because according to State Police Detective Michael Proctor, he shows up and finds this body at the ground. And he's like, you know what did this? Somebody doing a 3-point turn going 5 miles an hour in the snow. That probably did that. Michael Proctor doesn't believe that. No one believes that. Literally no one thinks that you can look like this after that. Well, how do you explain this, Michael Proctor? Oh, what's that? Gigantic cut in the back of his head. How'd that happen? So he's got cuts in the back of his head and the front is wide open. What? So she hit him going 5 miles an hour. He smashed both his face and the back of his head on the grass. He was found on the fucking grass. Somehow that fucking happened. You want us to believe that. Family of John O'Keefe, look at these photos. This is all the proof to know that Karen Reed did not do this, which means someone else did. If you gave a fuck about John O'Keefe, you would be fucking screaming about this. How about this? Why are his knuckles black and blue? How do your knuckles get black and blue like that? Oh, maybe because you fought back. How about that? Maybe because you were involved in a life or death fight with other grown men. How about that? Oh, what are these here? Oh, cuts up and down the arm that are in the shape of teeth. Oh, wonder who did that. Must have been somebody driving a Lexus 5 miles an hour. Must have been. That's the only logical conclusion a human being can reach by looking at that. And I don't give a fuck if those pictures offend you. I'm going to show them every single day until the charges are dropped against Karen Reed, and the monsters that did this to him are put in a cell block where they belong. Like here's our guy, Brian Albert. Look at him. Tough guy. Like, I've got messages from people that are like, dude, no matter what, there are some people out there who will say you're a good guy. There's like literally no one saying that about Brian Albert. Like, he is a piece of shit. Like, just a fucking scumbag. That's what everybody says about this guy. That he assaulted another Boston police officer. I can't confirm this. Multiple people are giving me the same name. I'm trying to get a hold of this officer. He tried banging everyone's wife. Just cocky, arrogant, bad drunk, fought all the time, meathead, complete meathead. There's no doubt he was involved in the murder. And here's his nephew. I mean, his nephew, every single picture has to look like this. There he is, tough guy. He's 19, right? I mean, I guess we've all drank before, but he's just going to bars and taking pictures of himself at bars. Every picture with the Hardo thing. This kid's an asshole. This kid's a fucking asshole. I think that's his cousin. I don't know which side of that also plays football for Bridgewater State. I don't know which Albert he is the son of. And you want to see how the Canton Police Department collects evidence? This is evidence. You are looking here at solo cups. 6 solo cups filled with blood. John O'Keefe's blood. They put it in solo cups and put it in a brown paper bag. That's how murder cases are handled in the town of Canton when they happen on the property of a police officer. They don't search the premises. You don't have to worry about that. They won't come inside. They don't want to bother you because, according to Ken Berkowitz, who will call a local news reporter and ask him to take down a tweet because you're a pillar of the community. Pillar of the community. Okay. So, let's see let's go back to that court document, the new document that we have here. We got a bunch of shit here. Might be a late show. We'll see. Where'd it go? I just had it. Give me one sec. Oh, it's right next to me. Okay. I got a million tabs open. I mean, I'm not a detective. I don't know. I'm not murder police. I don't know how you collect blood, but it just seems like that's not, you're not playing beer pong. You don't need 6 red solo cups. What are we doing here? So they want those docs. They want also, okay, they want copies of the Canton Library surveillance videos in their original formats. And we're going to get to why momentarily. But they have not got any of these things. They all want all samples of trace evidence, samples collected from the wounds on Officer O'Keefe's arms, heads, or DNA. People are saying that he attacked. I'm getting text messages saying that Brian Albert smacked a police officer named Greg at Kelleher's bar, where I've been many times, in West Roxbury. Copies of the Canton Library surveillance, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let me get, oh yeah, they want O'Keefe's clothing and pieces from Plastic Taillight, the Ring videos, because they don't have it. Like, they're just not handing shit over. So where do I want to get? What part was interesting here? This part. Okay, here we go. Look at this. On March 16th, 2023, Attorney Little, who works for the defense, emailed ADA Lally requesting access to the Canton Library surveillance videos that had been sent via a share file. So I'm going to show you on a map in a minute where the Canton Police Department, where the Canton Library is. The Canton Library is on the way from Brian Albert's house to John O'Keefe's house. You would have to go by the library in the center of town. And by doing that, when you do that, they would notice if they have the video from the library, whether or not her tail light was out at all. So when she leaves John, the house at 34 Fairview and goes back home at whatever, 12:30, whatever that time that was, if she had hit John, right, and killed him, which they want us to believe, then the Canton Library is going to have video of her taillight being out. Are they not? Because it just happened. See what I'm saying? So get us the tape if you have nothing to hide. And if you were the prosecution, wouldn't that be a primary piece of evidence? Here she is driving away, her taillight's out. Of course you would. But they haven't done that. And that tape exists. So they requested the Canton Library surveillance videos that had been sent via a share file. So Lally sends what he claims to be the Canton Police Department, the Canton Library tapes. On behalf of the defense team, Attorney Little stressed that the defense was requesting access to the same account. So the prosecution has seen this tape, and the defense is not. But nearly a month later, the Commonwealth provided what purported to be a copy of Canton Public Library surveillance video share file account provided to law enforcement in its notice of discovery docketed April 12th, 2023. Nowhere in that production, however, is the link to the file drive that had been shared with law enforcement by the Canton Public Library. They were just like, psych. Yeah, okay. Oh, like, I watched My Cousin Vinny. I know how this works. You have to, Marissa Tomei knew this. You have to send all the evidence you have. Except the Norfolk County DA's office is like, oh yeah, we'll send that right over. And they send some bullshit. And like, this is not what we asked for. Like, they're not going to follow up on this. This is the most corrupt district attorney's office ever. Michael Morrissey, that fat, useless piece of shit. It looks like he's like just that useless maggot needs to resign immediately. Adam Lally needs to resign immediately. And this douchebag Traub, I want to point this out to you, my friend. Think about what I might know about you. Think about who you're talking to. Think about that. Are you sending any messages lately? Think about what I might have, Mr. Traub, that I haven't shown the world yet. Because Mr. Traub, and I know this is going to get back to him, the spokesperson for the district attorney's office has loose lips. He's got a lot of loose lips. And he likes to talk about his job with friends of his and family of his who don't like him. And I might have some text messages from Mr. Traub, the spokesperson for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. And I might have evidence in my possession that I haven't made public yet, showing that the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office doesn't actually think Karen Reed did this and is just literally making shit up as they go along because they're too embarrassed to just admit that they fucked this one up massively. Or they know it's all fucking messed up, but they're on the take too. They're all in bed together. Michael Morrissey got money from most of these people. They all donated to his campaign, all of them. That's why we shouldn't have elected district attorneys in this country. So people like George Soros can come in and take over our goddamn elections. And we have, like, district attorneys should not be elected officials. That should be common sense. But they are. And this is what you get. So I just want Mr. Traub to know out there that you should be careful who you talk to. You should be careful. Because people like me. And people don't like you. Because you're the bad guy. And I don't know if when you were a little kid, Mr. Traub, did you think to yourself, I want to be the bad guy when I grow up? I want to be the villain. Because that is what you have become. You're the bad guy in this story. You're the villain. You're the person who is literally covering up for a house full of murderers because your dick is too hard for Karen Reed to stop, to drop the charges. And you need to stop because I got the messages. And let me tell you, buddy, I can only keep them secret for so long. Okay. And I got them. Okay. So just remember that. I just want Mr. Traub, T-A-R-A-U-B, to know I've seen it. I've seen your internal thoughts. I got it. I got it all. So we'll talk about that later. Your bot, yeah, Michael Morrissey and Adam, they're not going to like that. You're going to lose your fucking job. So I'm giving you the chance, Mr. Traub, to do the right fucking thing. Be the one adult, be the hero that this story needs. Or be a coward. And you can get the Turtleboy treatment. Ask about Richard McCune or ask Legion Deuce. There's a long line of people that no longer have their jobs because they wanted the Turtleboy treatment. So if you want to join that list, keep doing what you're doing. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so that the videos just disappear. They don't have it. It's gone. They're not sending it. This is insane that this is happening. So I'm going to show you here. We are going to look at we're going to look at a map here to see what it would have been like to travel this distance. So 30 directions from 34 Fairview Ave, Canton. Okay. I see another person out there. Thank you for speaking up. It's dangerous. No, I disagree with that. No, Jay Hill's on our team now. Cool. So I disagree with that. I'm dangerous. They're not dangerous. I'm dangerous. I'm the one who knocks. You understand this? Like, they are a million times more scared of me than I am not the least bit worried about Brian fucking Albert, that pussy. That's what he is. He's a pussy. Yo, Brian, I'm a big fucking tough guy. I'm Boston Sergeant. You're a pussy, dude. You're a pussy. You couldn't even fight a man one-on-one. And you're scared of jail. They're going to love your ass in jail, Brian Albert. They're going to love your ass. And I'm going to be there when you go. Just know that. You should be much more scared of me. You're never going to meet your grandkids when your kids have them. You're going to miss so many fucking life things, and you are going to rot away in a prison cell and die in there. And you should be frightened about that. You should be so scared about that, because that is going to be my goal in life. And I'm never going to stop. Just understand that. I am much scarier than you will ever be. Ever. You don't intimidate me. And that's ultimately why your fucking punk bitch brother, Chris, is messaging me. Be like, can you not write about this? Can you not? Yeah, because he's scared of me too, and he should be. He should be. So let's look at the map here of what it took. of how this went. So right here is 34 Fairview Road. 28 Fairview, whatever. And so they would have come down this street. So Karen Reed, after she allegedly killed her boyfriend, not her ex-boyfriend, her boyfriend, she would have come down here. She would have taken a right onto, what is this? Chapman. And by the way, I'd like to point out, she came from Cedar Crest. Their house is on this side of the street. This is another point. There was no 3-point turn. I don't believe there was a 3-point turn. I think that's all a lie. So his house is on this side of the street. The driveway is towards Cedar Crest Way. The fire hydrant and the flagpole where he was found is towards this way. So she does not even pull into the driveway. She drops him off right here. He gets out of the car on the passenger side, which does not require him to go in the back of her car, does it? Now they claim, oh, she did a 3-point turn. Guys, if she did it, the purpose of a 3-point turn, what is the purpose of a 3-point turn? To change directions, not? Is it not? So if Karen Reed, again, according to the court filings, Karen Reed came from Cedar Crest Road. It's in the court documents. She came from Cedar Crest Road and she took a left onto Fairview. Okay. Is this 30? Okay. There's 30. What's this one? 34. Okay. So it's the first one right there. And let's just look at the picture real quick. So this is the house. So she's pulling up. Cedar Crest Road is over here, down this way. See it? So she came from there. She takes a left onto Fairview Ave. Okay. So she comes down over here and then there's the house. Now, notice now his body was found right here, right by the flagpole. She does not pull into the driveway. She goes by the driveway. She drops him off right here. What happened? Oh. Did this freeze? Oh, great. Hold on. Is this FUPA computer? Oh, wait, I'm still on? Hold on. Oh, wait, I'm still on? Yeah, okay. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay. All right. Got a lot of windows open now. I'm all fired up. I'm in detective mode. Oh, the fucking computer's being horrible. You're live but frozen. Okay, give me 1 sec. Oh, we're back? Okay. I'm going to go back to that. What happened to it? I had it before. All right, let's just do 34 Fairview Ave. So we're going to jump. We're going to do a little thing here. So I'm going to show you guys how Karen Reed would have got home. So she came from this way from wherever they were at, and she takes a left, or she goes onto Fairhaven Road. And again, that's the neighbors. They go right by the driveway and she drops them off over here. Now, in order to get to the Canton Library, to get back to John O'Keefe's house, you're not going to go that way. That's the wrong way. It's this way, as we're going to see. This is the way to get there. So why, pray tell, could anyone explain this to me? Why would Karen Reed do a 3-point turn here? Why would she turn around? So the prosecution is saying that she did a 3-point turn, backed into him, knocked him out, and then got the fuck out of there that way. Right? But that's not the way home. This is the way home. We're going to do it right now. We're going to go. So here's Fairhaven Road. All right. We're going to come to the end of Fairhaven over here. Boom. This really isn't that long. It seems a lot longer than it is. Okay. I see the end of the street up here. Okay. And then we're going to take a right onto this street. And I believe, is it that left or is it the next left? I'm going to go back to 34 Fairview Road. We're just going to get, I'm not from Canton, so. All right, so let's zoom out. So they're going to come down to Chapman Street here. And then they're going to go down Beaumont. And Beaumont turns into Sherman Street. And right here in the center of town is the library. We know she went by the library because his house on, what the hell's the name of his street? Meadows. There's Meadows Ave right here. See Meadows? So that's where she's going, is the Meadows Ave. So in order to get from here to here, she would have to go this way, past the library. If we are to believe that she did a 3-point turn, that means she went back this way. Why the fuck would she go that way, which is away, the wrong fucking way? Done. So you get that. You got the library. The library thinks she would have no goddamn taillight out. If she has no taillight out, then she didn't hit him, obviously. But wouldn't you know it, the prosecution's like, oh, did we send the wrong thing? My bad. This time we'll send the right one. Like, these are a bunch of delinquents being like, oh, checks in the mail. Checks in the mail. That's basically what they're doing here. Now, I didn't even go over this. I got some more documents on Chris Albert because again, Chris Albert did not resign from the Board of Selectmen. I can't believe he's still going. We're going to show some clips of that, of him there. But Chris Albert, dude, this dude has been to court so many freaking times. I took a bunch of screenshots here of all of his court documents. Let me bring some of them up. Of how many times this dude has been brought to court. It's insane. So here's one judgment that he has against him for, what's this for? Christopher Albert, ANG Corporation's 2010. What does he owe? $3,200. Not too shabby. What's the next one up here? What do we got here? What's up next, Chris Albert? We have, this is from 2022. Judgment of $10,354. That's a 2016 case. He never paid it off until recently. He just decided 6 years later, I'll pay it off now. Interest right when he was going to run for office. How about that? Or how about this one? How about this document I'm about to show you? This is Frank Lamparelli Oil Incorporated. He owes them from a 2016 court judgment a good chunk of cash. Look at the date he paid it off, guys. Look at the date he paid it off. 4/12/23. You know what happened on 4/12/23? That was the date that Karen Reed's attorneys presented the "How long to die in cold" text message. That was the moment when Chris Albert realized, oh, fuck, my name's going to come up in this shit. I need to pay off all my debts. This is a 7-year outstanding debt that he just decided, like, I'm just going to pay it off now. Fuck it. Another judgment. Here's another one he got against him. Another one for Chris Albert, who, by the way, is running the town finances. Like, think about it. He's on the board of selectmen. You're in charge of running the finances in town. This dude has been sued more than anyone I've ever seen. And he never shows up. He just doesn't go to court. He doesn't bother. And he gets defaults constantly. This is Midland, whatever. What is the plaintiff owe? $809.60. What is the date on this? 4/20, man. 2018. Oh, yep. So, yep, you're going to have to pay that, Chris, but fuck it. He didn't feel like paying it. I don't think he's paid that one off yet. We got more. Check out all these. That's a brief thing. This dude is a freaking deadbeat extraordinaire. What do we got here? Fire card services for Chris Albert, 2009. What did he owe for this one? How much was he in the hole for here? This wouldn't even say. Well, he just doesn't show. The defendant's not present, so he just doesn't show. It's outstanding. This one, this was the 2000. I don't know if he's paid this one off yet. There's so many. What about this one? This is ANG Corporation versus Chris Albert. How much did he owe them? $3,200. This is the one he suddenly decided to pay off. $3,200. What about this one? Another one from Fire Card Services for Chris Albert. This is from 2008. He owes $15,219. Doesn't show up for court. Discover Bank. What does he owe here? $5,752. This is from 2012. What do we got here? Oh, Reinhardt Food Services versus his stupid pizza shop, D&E Pizza and Subs. What does he owe them? When's this from? 2015. Of course, he doesn't show up. They don't even list a freaking judgment there. What about this one? Constellation New Energy. This is from 2017. You got a KPS issue because he didn't show up again. Default. Doesn't show how much he owes, but he just doesn't show up. Oh, Lamparelli Oil again. 2016, failed to appear. $1,428. How about that? What do we got here? Oh, Capital One. Capital One Bank. What does he owe them? This is from 2017. $1,097. This guy just doesn't like paying his bills, but he wants to run. He's in charge of running the town finances of Canton. Yeah, you're in good hands, Canton. You're in good hands. $859. 2018 judgment. There's more too, but you guys get the point. This is Chris Albert doing that. Now, Chris Albert is still on the board of selectmen, and last night he went to a meeting there. Again, this is the guy that tried to prevent me from writing this blog about his son, and he's not like who's being tied now to a murder of a Boston police officer and just goes around town like nothing's happened. As a matter of fact, he showed up to the meeting last night with his wife and his father, Bernie, who is clearly a piece of shit because look at the kids that he raised. And some woman gets up there. Now, this woman probably doesn't like me very much, I'm guessing, because she got up there and she starts, I'll just play the tape. Let's play the tape. And there's the wife, Julie Albert, and the father, Bernie Albert, in the front row.
Hi, my name is Angela Chan O'Donnell, and I live at 51 Turtlebrook Road.
Of course, she lives at Turtlebrook Road. How about that? Angela Chan O'Donnell. Now, I Googled her, and she's in the Globe a lot. She writes grants for a nonprofit. You know how I feel about that world. I'm guessing her and I did not vote for the same person for president of the United States, but that's okay. We probably don't have the same politics. And she's also seems to be friends with Shirley Leung, the woman who, you know, helped Bob Murchison drive Kirk Minahan insane. And just listen to what she says here. So immediately Julie is like not looking and Bernie's just staring at
A
her.
little statement. I'm new to Canton and I moved here because I've heard that it is a beautiful town for families to live and grow. So here I am, a new Cantonian who now calls this town my home. Unfortunately, it is not living up to its reputation. And I want to address the elephant in the room, which is the article in the Boston Globe regarding the alleged corruption of the Canton Police Department.
Okay. The Boston Globe, like, okay, we get it, Angela. I appreciate you doing this and all, but can you stop? Nobody believes that. The Boston Globe has not written about this story since April 13th. The Boston Globe is supposed to be the newspaper of record in this area. It's one of the biggest in the country, and it has not written any stories about a house full of police officers murdering another cop and then blaming an innocent woman and then using the state police to cover up that murder. The Boston Globe. I've read it in the Boston. Okay, so nobody believes that. You read it on Turtleboy, Angela. We got it. You don't like me. I'm a bad person. I voted for Donald Trump. I'm a horrible person. I get it. You got to get over it. We're on the same team here. We're team anti-corruption. Okay? And we can find common ground in that. But this whole, like, stop it. Just stop it. Anyway.
And this select board's involvement in it. This is not an argument about a flag in a classroom. This is much bigger. This is about the people, the police to be specific, that we entrust to keep this town safe. But speaking for myself only, I do not feel safe. I am putting myself in front of this select board, in front of the very people whose names have graced well-sourced articles.
Well-sourced articles.
I'm sure I'll be getting traffic.
So, like, by the way,
rest
like well-sourced, who are you talking about? We all know who you're talking about, but again, I digress.
of my life, but I will happily pay them rather than to shut up.
Look at Julie Albert. Just look
I
at
have
her.
been on the front page of the Boston Globe
Aren't you
calling
fucking-
out bigger politicians with very nice offices at the State House.
Okay,
People in this
okay.
town are scared of the people who are supposed to protect and serve, of elected officials.
Look
who
at the
are
woman
elected
rolling
to
her
make
eyes.
Canton a better and better place to
Look
live.
at this.
Instead,
Just look at these people, like with her. This woman, I don't know who she is. Obviously, she rolls her eyes. She's rude the whole time. This woman is looking down.
I've been asked again and again in the past week about John O'Keefe and Karen Reed,
Ooh.
not by their names, but by that Canton case with cops.
Look at her rolling her eyes.
So many people are surprised because they never equated Canton with corruption
Look at her.
and misogyny.
Wait, misogyny? Like, see what I mean by like misogyny? This case is a lot of things. Like, misogyny ain't one of them. Stop.
Were we wrong? Is this really what Canton is like? Am I,
Look at her.
along with others in town, going to have to fight to make this town what I know it can be?
She's pissed, though. Look at her matches.
There are many, many intelligent people who live in Canton, and their voices are being silenced with threats of things much larger than parking tickets. At the Select Board candidate panel hosted by the Canton Citizen, either John McCourt or Chris Albert mentioned that they will be hiring 4 police officers this year. In light of recent developments, that is unsettling. So I ask, what will be the Select Board's role? in these appointments in particular?
Is that your statement? You're
Awkward.
done?
I asked a question, yes.
There's no questions and answer. We cannot comment at this time because there's an ongoing.
And notice Chris
investigation
Albert sitting
from
up
the
there.
Norfolk County District Attorney's Office.
Look at Chris Albert sitting in his chair, swerving. That's him right there, swerving back
and the
and
state
forth.
police. And the Canton police are not involved. So we have no comment at this time. I have a statement I'll read at the end of this.
The
Okay.
Canton police are not involved, except they were, and they're the ones that responded to it. Okay.
3 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No one else? I'll read the statement that was prepared. Over the past several days, we've received inquiries concerning new reports related to the ongoing criminal case dealing with the death of John O'Keefe. The investigation to this matter was referred to the Massachusetts.
Okay, so we get the point there. But yeah, I mean, how about that? How about that? Now, I did want to point out as well that I found out, I mean, this is crazy. And this is so fucked on Michael Proctor's part. So this, I noticed the placard for the town administrator, the guy that runs the town. His name is, unfortunately, Charles Doody. 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 And he has a daughter named Kathryn Doody. And I remember that name because, oh yeah, it's in the police report. Remember this police report that Michael Proctor wrote, in which he talks about Sarah Levinson, who is a nurse and has a job and was in the house when an officer was badly beaten and probably knows what happened. I can't imagine a world in which these people did not hear the loud commotion, hear the banging, hear the yelling, hear the screaming. There's no way you can convince me that that a single person in that house was not aware of this. I've heard some people try to make excuses for them and say, well, maybe they didn't know. And they had to get his body out of the house. They had to drag it up from the basement. They did not take it in the hat. They didn't take it outside out back because there would be a fucking trail of blood in the snow that, you know what I mean? Like he weighed 217 pounds. So how'd he get there? How'd he get there? Everyone in that house knew. You will never convince me otherwise. Everyone in that house knew, including, which means Michael Proctor had to cover for them. He didn't want to ruin these people's lives. Sarah Levinson is a nurse in Milton at Beth Israel. She has a duty to preserve life. She didn't that night. They don't want that coming out. Julie Nagel, she was there. What does she know? Now, but also, Julie, you'll notice that Sarah has an H at the end of her name, but he intentionally spelled it wrong every time. Nagel is spelled E-L, not L-E. And look who else was there. Kathryn Doody. Her dad runs the town. Michael Proctor lives in Canton. He knows who the town administrator is. Doody is a prominent name in the town of Canton. You're not going to spell that wrong. Everyone knows how to spell it. And if you're a state trooper, I talked to cops about this. Like, no, we don't make mistakes. We don't make spelling mistakes on names. That's like a huge no-no. This guy does it repeatedly. So if you ever search them, this won't come up. He did that intentionally. That right there shows you what kind of law enforcement officer that we're dealing with here. A man who is intentionally misspelling names of witnesses in order to provide cover for them. You're telling me a person like that isn't capable of, once he gets a hold of her car, sprinkling a little tail light there that was not seen the first time? Yeah. Dude, he misspelled it. This is the little shit that nobody's talking about. Oh, Turtleboy, you didn't break the story. Who the fuck else is writing about the misspellings of the names in the police? Who is this anal about it? Who is going through and doing a whole goddamn reconstruction to determine that there is no way that Karen Reed did the goddamn 3-point turn? It can be. I did not know that. I mean, that's crazy, man. Kathryn Doody. I mean, the little shit, man. And by the way, Elizabeth Proctor, that cunt. I apologize, my French. That's what she is. A cunt. She's a see you next Tuesday. On the day that that poor canine was killed and 2 officers in Braintree were shot last June 2021, she does the whole blue line thing because her husband's a cop, whatever. Then she has the gall to write this. Infuriating. The scumbag shouldn't have even been out in the streets. Yeah, you know who else is out in the streets? Brian Albert, Colin Albert. They're in Brian Higgins. They're all in the streets too. You go on Kathryn Doody's Facebook page. Look who she's friends with. The pizza shop, D&E Pizza Shop. A Chris Albert, a Kevin Albert, a Julie Albert. Why are all these grown-ups friends with kids too? Like, that's weird. Oh, how about this? June 30th, D&E Pizza will not open today. There's not going to, it must have been the weather, right? Must have been the weather. It's not going to open. Or the fact that, someone done murdered someone. Oh, and by the way, look who gave Morathis Carpeting a 5-star review. That would be Charles Doody. If you're unfamiliar, Morathis Carpeting is owned by Nick Morathis, who is dating Jill Daniels, who is the sister of Julie Albert, who is the spouse of Chris Albert, and she is also the mother of Colin Albert, the prime suspect in all of this. And Nick Morathis is also believed to be the person who very likely took out the murder floor in Brian Albert's home to get rid of evidence. Because that's what he's the floor guy in town. He's family, basically. And look who else donated to his campaign, Chris Albert's campaign. That would be Chief Berkowitz, the same guy who contacted a news reporter and told him to suppress his own reporting about, what was that? Oh, right. The fact that Brian Albert's house is where this happened, which is a fact. And he tried to get a reporter to take that down while he was police chief. And oh yeah, the person who replaced him, Helena Rafferty, there was no process for that. He just handed it off to her because they are very close. Sources tell me very close. Let's just put it that way. They're very close. And oh yeah, Helena Rafferty has a son too. Guess who he's dating? Jennifer McCabe's daughter. She got 4. Dating one of Jennifer McCabe's kids. How about that? Everybody in this town knows each other. They all have each other's back. They all donate to each other's campaigns. They all vouch for each other. You're a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a pillar of the community, blah, blah, blah. You know who's not any of those things in the community? John O'Keefe and Karen Reed. Where do they fit in? They don't fit in. That's why they were expendable. That's why they were expendable, especially Karen Reed. She wasn't a... Dude, think of this. A cop is dead. Not that cops' lives are more valuable than civilians. They're not. But to the media, they are. Whenever a cop is killed, it's a much bigger deal than if an average civilian is killed. But this one doesn't seem to be. It doesn't. Do you remember when Michael Chestnut was killed? Do you remember that? I do. I remember that day very well. July 15th, 2018. I remember it very well. It was the biggest story for weeks. Weeks. And the Weymouth Police Department, your heart broke for them. And your heart broke for his lovely wife, Cindy, and his 2 kids, right? And when Sean Gannon was killed 3 months earlier in Yarmouth, they just called him 125 because he had 125 charges in a crawl space of a fucking attic alongside his dog. Everybody remembered that. He got the whole thin blue line treatment, as he should. And I remember Ron Tarantino, who was shot and killed a couple miles from where I lived in Auburn. And when that happened and the manhunt that ensued following, and Jorge Zambrano was one of the biggest stories I've ever written. And it was a huge deal, a huge deal. But now I guess the only time that it's a big deal when a cop is killed is when they're killed by some piece of shit. That's the only time their life matters. If Jorge Zambrano, some career criminal fucknut, or I don't even know what 125's name is. Everyone just calls him 125. The guy who killed Sean Gannon, that piece of shit. Or that, I honestly forget, and I'm glad I forgot. Manny Lopes, that was his name. The one who killed Michael Chestnut. And the elderly lady shortly after that as well. People like that. People are excited about that because like, fuck those guys. Fuck those pieces of shit. Those motherfuckers should have been in jail. Those were career criminals. Fuck the system. Fuck the judges that let them out. Fuck the district attorneys that didn't put them away. They were very easy villains to dislike them, right? We all dislike them. I dislike them. I wrote so many blogs about the judges that let those monster cop killers remain free. But John O'Keefe's a cop too. Why is he not getting the same treatment that they are? Why is he not getting the same? Dude, imagine they were just like, oh, whatever. We don't really know if Jorge Zambrano killed him, but fuck it. Whatever. No, you're going to get the right person because you want cop killers off the street. That's what these people are. They're cop killers. Like, let's not forget this. These are cop killers. They killed cops. And they got away with it. And just because, and why did they get away with it? Because they're cops themselves. They're pillars of the community. They did like what Mike Ehrmantraut's son, what happened to him. Like, this is like the same fucking shit. And where is the Boston Police Department? That's another big thing. Because you protect your own. I remember the Weymouth Police Department and the Auburn Police Department coming together and fucking taking down these fuckbags and just putting out a unified statement how disgusted they were with the system that allowed this to happen. Where is the Boston police? Why am I standing up for your officer while you keep your fucking mouth shut? Not the rank and file I'm talking about, because a lot of Boston cops are pissed about this. Because John O'Keefe was a lot more like than Brian Albert was in the Boston Police Department. I'm talking about the people who run the Boston Police Department, the higher ups. Because this disgraceful Facebook post is still up from last year. Still up. From Superintendent in Chief Gregory Long. Oh, by the way, guess what town he lives in? He lives in Canton too. There he is. Lives in Canton. They all live in Canton, don't they? And it says, look at the way this press release is worded. It's so vengeful. Today, the Massachusetts State Police arrested the person responsible for John's death. No, they didn't. No, they arrested the person who was framed for his death, the scapegoat. I know it makes you feel better because someone got arrested, but they got the wrong person and you're fucking cops and you know that. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, fuck the Boston police. I'm sorry, not the rank and file. Fuck the suits in Roxbury on the 3rd floor who wrote this fucking press release and still have it up. Fuck them. You don't give a fuck about John O'Keefe. You're disgracing him. You are disgracing him by keeping this post up on Facebook. This disgraces him. It disgraces you. You are a fake cop, whoever posted this. You're not a real cop. You're as much of a police officer as Leah Genduso was. You're a fake cop. You're posting shit like this. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Thanking the state police who covered it up. And the Canton Police Department, who didn't even go in his fucking house. And the Norfolk County DA's office, who's continuing to prosecute an innocent woman who they know is innocent. And they're going for it anyway. Do not pretend to care. Do not pretend to care. That's what I think of you. But let me read a couple turtle chats here. Glamma sends 50 and says, I was told by coworkers that I need to start reading Turtleboy to learn about O'Keefe's murder. Love sending them a link to the YouTube at a girl. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Glamma Seuss. Patricia sends 20 and says, great job in the Canton case. Thank you, Patricia. Michelle says 50. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle says, I've known Johnny since I was 17. I've spent at least the last 10 years at Red Sox opening days with him. While this is heartbreaking to watch, the truth is sometimes stronger than fiction, and this needs to come out. Your reporting, but more importantly, your fact-finding is integral. My one question, how could a coroner not say that his injuries were not consistent with simply getting hit by a vehicle going 5 miles an hour? I don't think that was their job. That's a good question, but I think the final cause of death was hypothermia, which means he was alive when they put him out there. They all had a chance to do the right thing. They all chose not to. So thank you very much for that. Also, we got some cash apps here. We have Nancy Espinal. Oh, she canceled the request and she sent 25. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. We have here Justin Perry sends $5. She says, what's your theory on why the taillight's unseen? Oh, my theory is that Michael Proctor sprinkled it there like a shady cop would sprinkle crack cocaine on a dead body of somebody he shouldn't have shot. Sprinkle some crack cocaine on him. Daniel sends 20 and says, thank you for having the balls to report the truth. You're welcome, sir. Victoria Hammond sends 50. Thank you, Victoria. Says, you're awesome. Ride the turtle ride. Absolutely. Caroline sends 20 and says, for the family tree, a visual who death up. I'm going to work on that family tree. It's a work in progress. Frank sends $10 and says, for Detective Turtle. I appreciate that. Also, we got says, God bless you from Natalie and sends 300. Well, thank you very much, Natalie. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It just says, God bless you. So I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. You guys are too kind. You guys are too kind. I can't say enough good things. Again, if anyone else would like to donate, the link is at the top. You can click on that, donate whatever you want, and write a little message, and I will read it out loud to the class. Okay, so we got the point. I mean, and obviously, I wonder what our guy is up to. I wonder what this guy's doing right now. I can't believe this guy's real. I can't believe Kevin Reddington's real. Can you believe this guy? This is the district. This guy is supposedly like high profile, dude. Yeah, turd boy. He calls me turd boy. He shows up on my page. He calls me turd boy. He's representing Jennifer McCabe. And this is how she's being represented. 2 consecutive acquittals on first-degree murders and 3 rapes. Congratulations on getting those rapists off. Thank you for your contribution to society. I'm, enter button, a loser. No, my friend, you are. You are a low-level sensationalist with a blog. 3 emojis. You're, spells are wrong, writing this because it's the first time you have any real action. Your wild, hallucinatory accusations against innocent people will land you in court. So I know you're watching this, Mr. Reddington. You're not going to take me to court. Okay, stop it. I would love if you did. I would love if you did. But put it this way. I know where you were last night. And you know where Reddington, listen, you were at the 99 in Pembroke, weren't you? Weren't you? Again, I got people everywhere. You were having Hold on. I got to fix that. There we go. Yeah, you were having drinks last night at the 99 Bar and Grill in Canton, weren't you? Weren't you? Should we keep Janetti up? We'll just keep Janetti up for now. All right. So, yep. Anyway, so that's Kevin Reddington. He's a trip. I think we'll probably have some fun with him. These are pictures from his actual Facebook page. Like, I can't believe this guy's real. Like, how did this guy become like a high profile attorney representing Juicy Jasel? That didn't work out well. So, all right. You guys have any questions? I'm going to get a drink real quick. I'll be right back and then we'll do some Q&A. Hold on. All right, we're back. All right, you guys have any questions? Fire away. If not, we'll call it a night. Oh, should we call him? Let's call him. Okay. What was his number again? Called him yesterday. He said he was in court, right? So I got the text message back saying he was in court. So I have his number. There he is. Hi, in court. Okay.
This is Kevin Reddington. I missed your call.
Didn't answer. Cut the voicemail. All right. Anyway. Oh, he's blasted right now. There's no way he's not drinking. No fucking way. Called tonight. No, he goes on. He's got a very specific schedule at the 99 in Pembroke. He won't pick up, pussy bitch. Yeah, he turned it off. Yeah. Do not call him. Stop. Of course I'm going to call him. Who do you think you're talking to? What's nutty is that O'Keefe was in the house by 12:20 and the emotionalist. Exactly, man. Scary shit. Doesn't take long to. I mean, that's why some people are suggesting that he was ambushed on purpose and that Jennifer McCabe was in on it. I have no evidence of that, and I'm not going to opine on that. And a lot of people have made. Will you be trying to hire Tucker Carr? I don't think I can afford him. If Tucker wants to come work with me for peanuts, he's more than welcome to. For Donos, we can maybe my pillow can pay our bills. I don't know, but obviously I would love that. Love Tucker. I'm a huge Tucker guy. Obviously, it was a sad day for me. I'm not gonna lie. Monday was a very sad day for me. I will never watch Fox News again, ever. Well, they can watch it tomorrow, and I'm sorry. Like, that was freaking crazy as well. I love doing this story, but I have other stories I'd like to write too. You know. Yeah, let's keep hitting that like button and leave a comment afterwards. It helps with the algorithms. Do we have so many freaking subs now? Like, it's crazy. How many subs have we gotten in the last? What are we up to now? 29,574. We're about to get 30,000 subs, man. It's crazy. Crazy. Does Andy know broken the news? Not yet. It's only a matter of time. And I'm thinking, when this is really going to blow up? Well, first of all, when I'm in court, we'll see who I'm sitting next to in court on Wednesday in Dedham. But when the story is really going to blow up is when Karen Reed has the charges dropped against her, which is going to happen eventually. I don't know when, but it will. There's no way this can continue, this farce. Eventually it has to end. And when it ends, when Karen Reed gets the charges dropped against her, they are not going to accept the fact that a Boston police officer was killed and no one was held accountable, which means someone needs to get arrested for it. And which means they're going to start people are going to get arrested for this. And when that happens, not if, when that happens, that's when that's when all of these other media outlets who are sitting on their fucking asses doing nothing, not reporting on any of this, will suddenly take an interest in it. Because that's what they are concerned about, is actual arrests. Like, once the police spoon feed them a story and the district attorney's office and lawyers spoon feed them a story, they regurgitate it. That's their idea of journalism. They don't go out and find the stories, they regurgitate stories. And that is when everyone's going to cover it. The Daily Mail will cover it. It'll be international news. And everyone is going to be talking about Turtleboy then. Because I can just imagine the amount of turtle emojis we're going to see in comment sections when the first arrest is made. That's when the story is really going to blow up. Like, this story isn't even fucking close to be done. Not even close. I mean, Jennifer McCabe is going to scream and cry and turn on everyone. Would you be considered doing a Turtleboy media documentary? I would love to do that. And I'd love, there has to be a Lifetime movie about this. There has to be a Netflix. There has to be. And I know as a fact that there's going to be, you guys know one of my favorite shows on NBC. That's definitely, I think we can all agree this is going to be on Dateline, right? There's a 1000% chance the story ends up on Dateline. And I would certainly hope that the good folks at Dateline holla at your boy, because I'm a fan. I've always been a Dateline fan. I'm like the only one left. And I still watch it every Friday. So give me a call. Love to talk about this. Because let's be honest, I saw you in a TikTok video. Thank you. I don't know which one, but that's cool. Yeah, you're right. That's a good way. They are vultures to a carcass. Vultures to a carcass is a good way of putting it. Oh, we got more turtle chats. We got here. Samantha sends 25, says, keep up the good work. It's always a pleasure watching you expose the corruption. Thank you, Samantha. Will B sends $10, says, damn, Turtleboy. I'm still wondering what sound was louder, the sound of the mic drop he dropped at 11:01 or the sound of all of our jaws hitting the floor. Well, after that, with bag of solo cups. You got some heart, my dude. That integrity is shining through as well. Appreciate the hard work, man. 100 emoji. Thank you very much, sir. I try. Oh boy. Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. What I just got sent. So this is Brian Albert's daughter, Caitlin, who was in the house the night it all went down. And according to police, I don't believe this. Their story is that she left at 12:15. Her boyfriend, Tristan, came and picked her up. Very convenient timing. Guess what she does for work? Investigator at the Attorney General's office. Oh, how about that? Another, see what I'm saying? This is my inbox. Oh, another fucking bomb. How about that? Brian Albert's daughter works for the Attorney General's office. Oops. I just got that email. I got more. Dude, what is this one? There's another one. Look at this. How about this one? What do we got here? In the family, serving on Canton was just a part of the culture. Among several in Canton continuing family police legacies are Lieutenant Helena, Lieutenant Thomas Kelleher, and Police Chief Berkowitz. How about that? The neighbor of Brian Albert. How about that? Isn't that convenient? The pillar of the community, who is not investigated at all for his role in this. Pillar. He's a real pillar of the community. I don't know if you know that. Oh. And people like that. The Canton Library tape was handed to Trooper Dunn. He's corrupt too. And they sent me an article here over Worcester man files civil lawsuit against state police troopers after being allegedly slammed to ground during traffic stop. Not sure how much faith I put in that. Any asshole can file a lawsuit, but again, I mean, it's just like, I don't trust any of these fuckers, man. I don't. I used to. Don't anymore. All right, let me read some more comments here. KP for Ratchet. Yeah, so she is going to advance. She is advance. I have to do the next one will be out tomorrow. The next round of Ratchet Madness. She did advance comfortably. She was one of our biggest winners. What position do you think? That's a good question. What do I want them to take? As boring as it sounds, offensive tackle. Like as boring as that sounds, like just give me a solid, because their tackles suck, and you need to protect Mac, and they're old, and like give me a good fucking durable tackle. I would take that. Because that lasts for a long time. That lasts like 8 or 9 years. They have a horrible track record of receivers. I don't trust them. And I don't think our receiving core is as bad as people act like. I don't. I think Kendrick Bourne's wicked good. I do. I think Tyquan Thornton has shown could be good too. I think it's whatever. Tuckleboy. Nagel or Levinson will talk first. I hope so. No, I haven't numbered the Canton blogs, but you could. I suppose. You see Trump not going after Disney and Bud Light because Disney is donated to him. Such a pussy. Such a pussy. Him and Nikki Haley are on the same team, basically. Nikki Haley made some stupid comment today about Disney. You can come to South Carolina and spread your transgender propaganda here too. We would love that. Your grooming culture. Yeah, I'd love that. Oh yeah, cool. Dude, Trump is such a loser. Like, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Trump. He does outside of Twitter. I don't know anyone that is like, oh, I can't wait for Trump. Everybody I know is Team DeSantis. We're all everybody I know. I swear to God, it's only on Twitter and at these random diners where Fox News goes to. And I swear to God, I believe that Tucker Carlson was fired because he did not sufficiently buy into the election was rigged nonsense. He called Sidney Watson a bitch in his text messages. I think that's why he was fired. It's like I say something negative about Trump on Twitter, I get the same. The trolls come at you, man. Does Reed's cell phone show she left the house where she dropped it? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. But even if it did, it would just show her. It would show her leaving, so it wouldn't show whether or not she hit him. Am I saying her name? Her name's Helena, not like the capital of Helena. I don't know. And that woman did make a good point. It's like Canton is an educated town. Like most people in Canton probably have at least a 4-year degree after high school. It is not a cheap place to live. A lot of people probably work in health. They're not stupid. This isn't some podunk town. And that's the way it's going to be made to. This is some podunk town. It's really not. It's like a lot of prominent people, wealthy people probably live in Canton. What do you think of the primary reason people were complicit in murder? Yeah, of course. Fear. Fear would definitely be the biggest thing. That would be my. What is it? So funny. Kate streamed the other day and Brett trying to actually. I didn't listen to a goddamn thing they said. And you know what the thing was? Nobody even messaged me about it. Nobody was even like, oh, did you hear what? Nobody cares about them at all. So if they talked about me, I wouldn't know. I didn't listen. I got way more important shit. Like, this is a fucking story. Like, leaving her in the dust, just smoking her, and, you know, she can deal with the criminal charges. Like, that is the most satisfying thing in the world to me. See ya. We got another turtle chat here. We got one from Johnny, sends $10, says, keep up the great work. Thank you, Johnny. Adam Lally, the prosecutor, also lives in Canton. How about that? How about, of course he does. How many people live in this town? We need $5 from the subject, says we need a family tree, Fairview Road tree. Oh, you're going to get one. You're going to get one. It's just so mind-boggling how many people are involved and been quiet for so long. It's so true. You're going to get one. Helena's husband, ex-husband, Mike Findland, is a lieutenant on the Norfolk Fire Department. He was in a drunk driving accident, and Norfolk PD swept it under the rug. Guess who was Mike's passenger? The Norfolk police chief's daughter. Okay, so there's a whole other can of worms I'm not going to get into right now. That's, of course, I don't know. I would hope so. I would hope that the Bees close it out next game. Now, of course I would. Of course I would contribute to the movies and the Netflix shows. Where did the 3-point theory came from? So it's a good question. I mean, if they're saying that, I think when they saw the taillight was out, well, why would your taillight? You had to back into him. You're not going to back into him like you would do that during a 3-point turn, right? They put it in her head that she did this. She never said she did it. She's like, did I? Like, they started putting it in her head. She began to question herself. It was a horrendous. You were at the game. Oh, I mean, I missed the end. I stopped watching it to do this. Gay. Yeah, Turtle Club will be tomorrow. Maybe that's what we'll do on Turtle Club tomorrow. We will draw the tree together. Maybe that's what we will pull this all together and we will draw the tree. So, good question about Carrie Roberts. She's another one in all this. I don't really know where she stands. She's in the tree, though. And you're right. All these people staying quiet is the only thing that makes me question your theory. You're right. That's fair. That's certainly fair. But just the body of evidence, man. Gun to your head, every single person out there would say, no, she didn't do it. Of course not. So I look forward to her. I can imagine how excited she's going to be. I'm not going to speak to her until this is over. I've never spoken to Karen Reed in my life. I don't have her phone number. I don't have her contact information. So let's just nip that in the butt right now. But I'm quite confident that when this is over, her and I will speak, and I will be so happy for her when this goes away, and I hope to have her on the show for an interview. And her attorneys, too. No, she was guilty. She was definitely guilty of driving drunk that night. Like, there's no, like, of having too many, like, you want to charge her for that? Go ahead. Okay? But that's what also made her an easy person to blame, is she had a couple drinks there. They all did. They all had some drinks. Like, you can have drinks and serve on the Canton Police Department. You can clock in as long as an Albert's in trouble. Well, thank you, Matt. I'm glad Howie did that. Howie's my guy. I wish Howie would talk about this story, though, you know? Hey, that's a good point. Super Happy Fun America. People involved in the JFK assassination, they did stay quiet about it. That's true. And this is, I mean, I definitely believe the JFK assassination was a conspiracy. I don't believe Lee Harvey Oswald did that by himself. That's ridiculous. But there's a lot more evidence to prove that Karen Reed is innocent than Lee Harvey Oswald, who very well could have been involved in that and was just a fall guy. Do you think if Reed went into the house, there still would have been a fight? No, because they would have to kill her too. They're not going to kill her. They couldn't explain that one away. Howie is too busy sucking. Is he still on that? See, that's surprising to me because Howie went after hard the Trump MAGA wing of the Republican Party in Massachusetts. He went after Jeff Deal, Jim Lyons, like declared war on them. He endorsed people who he would previously call rhinos. But he's still in the Trump thing, huh? That's disappointing. But you know what? If DeSantis got the nomination, he'd be on DeSantis, though, wouldn't he? I mean, the bottom line with DeSantis is the polls show he has a better chance of winning, which is the only thing that matters, is getting rid of this disastrous disgrace of a presidency. All right. So anyway, I got jury duty in the morning, so I'm going to call it a night. But we'll see you guys all for Turtle Club tomorrow night. What time are the Celtics on? I don't know. But yeah, I think you're right, Matt. I think you might be onto something there. Because it's easy to, I mean, fucking, what's Jeff Deal going to do? He's going to lose anyway, so it's easy to throw him into the bus. That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, we'll see you guys all for the next episode of Turtleboy Live on the weekend. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.